The wind was blowing. The waves were crashing against the boat. We're gonna die.
Jojo, what are you doing?
What? Well, hi, Annie. I was just telling a story.
What are you talking about? You can't just start in the middle like that.
I just wanted to tell the most exciting part first.
But no one knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're right. I should probably start from the beginning. Well, the other day, I was talking to JD. I was telling him about how I got scared sometimes because of the dark. It's not that I'm scared of the dark, but sometimes there are different shapes or noises when it's dark, and those can be really scary. But he told me I didn't need to be afraid of those things, even when they might be scary or hard, because Jesus is with me. Then he reminded me of this story. It's in the Bible, in the books of Matthew, Mark, and Luke. One day, when Jesus was on earth with his disciples, he decided to get into a boat and cross over to the other side of the Sea of Galilee, and his disciples went with him. But as they were going, a storm came. The wind blew, the waves were crashing across the boat, and the boat was filling up with water. I don't know about you, but if I was on that boat, I think I'd be freaking out like this. Ah! You know? Now maybe you're thinking, wait, Jesus is in the boat. What is he doing? Well, he was in the back with a pillow, sleeping. Wow, I wish I could be that calm in the middle of the storm. At this point, the disciples decided to wake Jesus up. So they go to Jesus and say, "We're perishing!" Which is just another way to say we're gonna die. Jesus woke up and saw the storm. But instead of panicking like the disciples, he told the storm, "Peace, be still." Well, I don't know if you've ever tried talking to a storm before, but I tried it and it didn't really work for me. But Jesus is God, and he has control over the world because he created it. So, when he got up and told the storm to be still, suddenly, everything was calm. The disciples must have been like, "What? Did you see that?" Then they asked, "Who is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him?" But then Jesus turned to them and said, "Why are you so fearful, O you of little faith?" The disciples didn't need to be afraid. Jesus was with them the whole time. But Jesus calls them you of little faith. Faith is kind of like trust. Rather than trusting God, they were freaking out. They were worried about how big the storm was, rather than how big God is, and trusting him. You can think about trust this way. Have you ever been on an airplane? If you have to trust the pilot to get you to where you were going safely. The pilot is just a human, like you, and you've never even met him most of the time. But you still trust him to fly the plane. You can trust God so much more than an airplane pilot. He knows everything. He's in control, and best of all, he cares about you. Psalm 56:3 says, "Whenever I'm afraid, I will trust in you." Next time you're scared about something, you can say Psalm 56:3 and remember, no matter what, Jesus is there with you, and he is in control. That doesn't mean you won't go through anything hard, though. The disciples still went through a storm, but they had Jesus there with them. And if you're God's child, Jesus is with you too. So you can remember that when you're going through something hard or scary like the disciples did. And if you want to learn more about how to have patience when you're going through hard things, you can watch the newest Puppet Show episode. There's a link for it in the description box below. I'll see you next time.